We have a new leak on the next structure deck. The structure deck is coming out with the next pack. We're doing a $100 giveaway on this video. Like, subscribe, comment. And on the release day of the pack, we're going to have a big stream plus a $2,000 qualifier tournament. Now, enough said. Let's hop right into it. I'm going to try to do this with zero editing, all right? Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. The brand new structure deck is Blackwing. A lot of people guessed this, so I'm going to show you a 1-card combo and a 2-card combo. This deck is insane. I also have some regional tournament topping deck lists for you. Let's get to it. So we're going to start off by normal summoning Sudri. Sudri states that when this card is normal summon, you could add 1 card that mentions Blackwing Dragon from your deck to your hand. And it is not a hard once per turn. So if you have a second copy, an additional way to additional summon, which I will show you, you get multiple activations. Its other effect is you could tribute a monster, including itself, to summon a token, level 2 tuner token, but then you're locked into synchro monsters only. So if you want to link it up, you're going to have to wait with that effect. So let's resolve it. We have a new card, Vata. If you control a Blackwing, you could special summon this onto the field. So let's do that effect first, then let's get to what it does. So come forth, Vata onto the field. Vata's now going to activate its main effect, which is going to be to synchro using the deck. That's right. You've heard of fusion summoning with the deck. It's time to synchro with the deck. So we're going to send from the deck to the graveyard, plus using itself, to come forth and summon our Black-Winged Dragon. Now, this card's not that good, but other cards work with it now, so get ready for that. Let's resolve it. Now, what we are sending to the graveyard is Zephyros. You all know this card. Return a card back to your hand to summon it onto the field to reuse effects. Here's a new one, though. You could send this from the hand or field, and it's important to know that it's hand or field to the graveyard, which this is a quick effect if you control a Dark Synchro. You will be able to target a face-up monster your opponent controls to then negate it in -700 attack, so it can be used within the damage step. So that's very good. Otherwise, because it says negates effects, it would not be activatable in the damage step, but because it reduces by 700, it is. So that is a big, big deal. Now let's keep on going. We're going to use the effect to lock us out of the links by tributing off the Synchro to give us a token. And then we're going to use the Zephyros returning the Mad Lad back to the hand to come forth and summon. Now, we already used up our normal summon, so we are going to summon Nathung. This allows us to perform an additional summon, which you're going to, in most of your plays, this is what you're going to want to do. Additional summon the Sudri with the Nathung. So come forth, an additional summon, activate again, and we're going to search for the brand new Blackwing Twin Shadow. This is activatable turn 1. You could activate this if you control 2 Blackwing monsters, so from the hand it works. Otherwise, you could set it. It allows you to shuffle 2 Blackwing monsters from your graveyard or banish pile back in the deck to perform a synchro summon into a Blackwing. So let's see what we do there. We're going to end up using it right now, but generally you will probably want to save this for your opponent's turn. But since this is a 1-card combo, let's do it. And we're going to summon Blackwing Borea Storm. The Wicked Mind states that on summon, you're going to send a Blackwing from your deck to the graveyard. So we have Vata and Borea Storm sending Blackwings from the deck to the graveyard. You also become the level of the monster you sent, and this is a tuner. It also has another crazy effect, which is going to rarely be used. If it destroys a monster by battle, you could banish a Blackwing from your graveyard, and then you could special summon the destroyed monster to your field in defense. All right, kind of like Goyo Guardian. We're going to turn it into a level 4, sending it level 4. We're now going to make Full Armor Master unaffected by other card effects, 3,000 attack. Very good. Now, that's going to trigger the effect of the oh, geez, the thing's not slowing down. This is going to trigger the effect of the Shamal. Shamal states that if a Blackwing Synchro is summoned, you get to banish this card from the graveyard to add a monster from the graveyard back to the hand. Whoops. I'm trying to click it off. Jeez. And the card you're adding to your hand is the Chinook. Chinook's going to be that quick effect to negate a monster on the fields. So let me try to not, you right-click, it goes nuts. All right, where are we here? Let's move the X away from that. Thank you very much. Now, you missed the other big part here is you synchroed with the deck, right? Now you're synchroing with the graveyard. What this is going to do, it's going to banish a tuner and a Blackwing Dragon from your graveyard or face up on the field. So from the grave, banish. You don't have to activate anything. Just from the extra deck on the field using the graveyard. Now, this is kind of like a masquerade from Branded, but it instead only minuses 700 to your opponent if they activate a monster effect, not anything. So this also states that you gain a Black Feather counter. And if you have 4 Black Feather counters, you could quick effect, tribute this card, destroy all cards on the field. That is crazy. So let's see what our opponent could do now with this field. Just a 1-card combo. We have a negate, we have unaffected by everything, burn for 700 on every activation. And we are going to negate that effect right there. And you're going to drop down to 2300 attack, cannot attack if you activated. Now for our turn, we're going to use the other effect of our Full Armor Master, because not only do we negate, we put a wedge counter onto the full armor with the full armor effect. So that is going to be yoinking the opponent's monster. It is now ours. And then let's see what we could do with it. I'm going to tribute ourselves to summon a tuner token, making a Baron to floor. Some lists will use this, some others will not. There is an effect that locks you out of being able to summon the Baron to floor, which is the Vata. So you'd have to do this before even making Vata. Now, let's hop into another replay. Again, no edits. I do not want to edit. It takes like hours. So I think we did structure 1, play 2 combo. All right, boom. 2-card combo. This is, you know, if you're a Duel Links player, you know this card well. Top tier Submoon. This is going to be banishing a Blackwing from your hand to play a Black Whirlwind and perform an additional summon. And then we're going to search for our main 1-card combo monster, but we're going to have bigger plays because we have Black Whirlwind. Stick with me on this. It's going to be crazy. Now, by the way, a lot of people play Steam. Steam's banned in Master Duel. So we are going to be grabbing Vata, and we're going to grab Shamal. So Shamal's not addable with Black Whirlwind if you summon a 1400 because it's 1600 attack. This has a very cool effect. It's a level 4 tuner. We're going to use it right now. We're going to send it to the graveyard to play a Black Feather Whirlwind. This is a soft once per turn. So with Zephyros, you could return it back to your hand, replay it, activate it again. On the summon of a Dark Synchro, you're going to be able to target a Blackwing that is banished or in the graveyard and special summon it. So that's a very big deal. We have the search. We have the special summon. Now let's get the Vata onto the field. And Vata is going to be synchroing with the deck, summoning our Blackwing Dragon. Again, we're going to be sending the Zephyros from the deck to the graveyard, and that's going to be triggering the Black Feather Whirlwind. That's going to special summon our level 2 tuner from the graveyard back on the field. We're going to use the Zephyros to return the Black Feather Whirlwind back to the hand, special summoning it, replay it back to the field so we could use it again. Now I'm going to special summon Nathung into the extra monster zone because we do not have room for what we're about to do. On summon, that's going to trigger the other effect of the Shamal. The Shamal is going to be banishing, as you saw in the earlier replay, to add back the Sudri this time instead of the Chinook. So we're going to add back the Sudri, and we're also special summoning the level 2 tuner, so make sure you don't mix up these effects. And now that we have this back in the hand, we have the additional summon of the Nothing. Come forth, additional summon, and we're going to get an additional search, double search. And with Black Whirlwind. Now, ooh, this is big. This is OCG exclusive, not in the TCG. The TCG Blackwing players, they do not know about this card yet. This states that if there's 2,000 or more attack on the field, including your opponent's side of the field, you could special summon this. And very easily, we could summon it on our own turn. As you can see, we have multiple monsters over 2,000 attack. And it also has another effect. In the graveyard, during your opponent's turn, if you have a Blackwing Synchro on the field, you could banish this card from the grave, target a face-up card your opponent controls, and destroy it. And it works during either turn. It's a quick effect. I'm just letting you highlighting that you could use it during your opponent's turn, get popping from the grave. That is extra disruption. Level 2 tuner, special summon. So the plays are going to be a little bit different than TCG. All right, let's do this. We're going to resolve the search, grabbing the Twin Shadow. The Twin Shadow this time we're going to use during the opponent's turn, and I'll show you why. There's a lot of nuance to this. I'm going to make Wise Strix, and don't worry, I'm going to give you a deck list that's not using the combo we're about to do. So you know where this is going, you tell me. This is going to be 2 Darkwing Beasts, special summon a Blackwing from the deck. We're going to summon the Shamal, and then we are going to make good old Rusty. Rusty is going to be 2 Dark Monsters plus, and Link 3, it's going to activate. Well, first, before we activate that, whoa, hold up, geez. We had 5 Dark Monsters in the graveyard. And if you have 5 Dark Monsters in the graveyard, exactly 5, you could special summon this over a level 5 Dark Dragon that we control, which was the Blackwing Dragon. Now we got 7 cards in the graveyard. So then we activated Rusty. Rusty sent from the deck to the graveyard a Raider's Wing, and because it counts as a Fam Knight, and then it's set in the back row our Rank Up Magic Launch. Also, a small little nuance here is that the Dark Arm Dragon Unsummon triggered the Rusty, which could have popped the opponent's card, but instead I popped my own Black Whirlwind because we were about to take 1,000 damage in the end phase due to it being played onto the field from Simoon. All right, let's get back to where we are. Let's make sure things aren't too crazy. We have the Raider's Wing is going to detach a material from the Dark Armed, and now it has no material, which means we could use this on it. During the main phase, target a Dark Monster, exceed with no material. So very important that the Raider Wing is a Phantom Knight and able to detach that final material. The Steam Cloak players, which it's banned in Master Duel, they would make the rank 7 Raid Raptor, and they'd be doing the play through that. Now, because we have a Link in the graveyard, we can make a Borreload Savage Dragon. Right now, we're locked into Dark Monsters and Synchro, Dark Synchro. So we are going to, I'm trying to pause this, jeez. So now we have an Omni Negate here, and then I am going to be making a level 6 Synchro, just like that. We could send a card from the deck to the graveyard if we want to, but I'm choosing not to. So we are going to make full Armor Master, unaffected by everything, Omni Negate, and I'll show you what this does soon. And then we're going to Synchro with the Grave. The animations block me trying to pause. I'm sorry if this is hectic. I try to slow this down. I don't know what I could do with this. Now, we synchroed with the graveyard, banishing from the grave to summon our Assault Dragon. Again, minus 700 on every monster effect activation. So look at this full field with pretty much, it was just Resolve Simoon. Insanity. Now, let's talk about everything that we could do during the opponent's turn. All right, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, okay, activate, sure. Now, I'm going to go nuts. We're going to use Twin Shadow. I think you're going to like this play. Twin Shadow is going to be returning from the Banish and Graveyard to summon our Silverwind. This is a very cool play to do with this deck. On summon, you could target up to 2 face-up monsters on the field with defense lower than this card's attack, so smaller than 2,800. Destroy them. You cannot conduct your battle phase, but we're doing it during the opponent's turn. And also, we have, don't forget, we have this in the graveyard, banish, pop a face-up card on the field. Face-up card, it could be a field spell. It could be a back row. It doesn't have to be a monster. Now, there's not many options here to destroy with the Silverwind and our Sharnga, but we're going to activate all of them anyway. So I'm going to be targeting that and chaining the Sharnga. So, and we're also triggering on summon the Shamal to add the Chinook in the graveyard back to our hand during the opponent's turn. So now, so far we had pop a face up, pop 2 monsters on the field, and we have a monster negate, and we have an Omni negate with Borreload Savage Dragon, and minus 700 on every monster effect activation, and unaffected by everything. And we didn't even get to the biggest part of this combo. Are you ready? The ultimate boss monster. We're going to use the Rank Up Magic Launch to make Kali Yuga. Everything on the field is negated. Other cards and their effects cannot be activated on the field, and other cards on the field are negated. Also, we can destroy all spell and trap cards on the field, so you would save that effect during your opponent's end phase. It's not on summon. And this is not a trigger effect. It's continuous. They can't chain droplet. They cannot do anything, no impermanence, nothing. Once it hits the field, you are super negated. Negate. So now even our own field's negated, and we're going to wait till the opponent's end phase. Maybe they would set up more back row if they're mad lads, and then we're going to activate, wipe up the entire back row, including our own, unfortunately. And then, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, lethal damage. Holy moly, double Simoon. Now, let me show you the deck list. I'll show you one without Kali Yuga, because maybe you're not a fan of that, even though, I see a lot of TCG players using that combo. Boom. All right. top 8 of the Zalapa WCQ Regional. This is a funky deck. Wow. Vayu. Okay. All right. This is quite interesting. Magical Mallet. We got Lure of Darkness up in here with a bunch of Black Wings. And then here is going to be the extra deck. You got, wow, okay, Hyper Librarian, interesting, okay, and no Kali Yuga, still playing the Y-Strix though, special summon a Zephyros from the deck if you get super disrupted on your other plays. So you have Vata, you have Boreas Storm, and now you have Y-Strix to get your Zephyros on the field and or in the grave. So that's very cool, and that is the side deck for some ideas. You maybe want a main deck for the latter. And this was in February, okay? Now, let's show you the other deck list. Boom. All right, what is good here? You are banned, sir, but allowed in TCG and OCG. We are, okay, playing Blackwing, Gust, Black Blast, interesting. And nice 40-card clean. Not playing the trap, though. That is quite interesting. I really like the trap. I am surprised by that. The silver win during the opponent's turn and extra synchroing on your own turn if you need it. That's crazy. Okay. Now here is the extra deck more zoomed in. And there you go. That's going to be it for the video. I am very excited for this deck, especially that we're getting the OCG exclusive that TCG does not have. That's also crazy. So again, this will be coming out on the new pack day, and I will be streaming that day. And I do want to play Blackwing because, boy, that is a fun deck also. It's very nostalgic. Back in the day, no Icarus attack, unfortunately, in this deck list. And do not forget the $100 giveaway. Like, subscribe, comment. You'll be entered into the giveaway. And just like that, thank you very much. Good night, good day, good morning. We out.